Beethoven is obviously the pinnacle for this whole body of music that is so important to the SPCO, both the symphonies, but also the chamber music that we love to explore. You know, it's a composer that you really see the struggle of even the compositional process. You know, like if you look at the manuscripts and you look at how he constantly was tinkering and sketching and constructing, and it's one of those things where you can see the seams, but it actually makes it more beautiful. This element too that he was completely deaf, for instance, when he wrote those late quartets, and how that almost in a way freed him to explore new boundaries or break boundaries. So, you know, for me, the late quartets are some of the pinnacles of the repertoire, and I love to sort of explore them, play them, or even just study them and listen to them. I think one of my favorite SPCO experiences with Beethoven was when we played the slow movement of the Opus 132 quartet as a string orchestra, and we played it throughout the neighborhood, so we played it many times. But every time, you know, it's a piece that moves you to tears every time you play it or hear it. It's also a piece that I played a lot with my string quartet, the Daedalus Quartet, way back, and it was the time when the cellist's mother was fighting cancer, so it was very moving. Every time we played it, you know, we were almost breaking down. So it's that kind of music where the emotions are so strong, and I really believe they are universal. Sometimes it's called the Heilige Dankesang movement, Song of Holy Thanks, and if you haven't heard it, you should listen to it.
Beethoven was a huge impact on me because I was in a string quartet before I joined St. Paul Chamber Orchestra, and some of Beethoven's greatest pieces are his string quartets, and just getting to know them, those pieces and Beethoven at that level, was life-changing for me. And I feel like Beethoven's like an onion. You just keep, the more you revisit, the more layers you peel back and peel back. And he's also a composer that you can never learn it and then it's locked in. It's ever changing. Every time you come back to it and revisit it, there's something new and inspiring that you've never noticed before.
There's so many different Beethovens, I think. If you listen to late quartets, it's a very different thing from the Violin Concerto or from Opus 18 quartets. And those are, the late quartets are some of the most imaginative, psychedelic pieces you've ever heard still. So yeah, just a gift that he has all these different types of music and different types of Beethoven that we can still enjoy.
We all grow up listening and hearing about Beethoven and about his crazy hair. And when I went to college and actually played one of his pieces for the first time, a symphony and an orchestra, I actually realized, wow, this is one of the greatest composers for a reason. And I love the way he kicks the door down and announces he's here. He's unabashedly himself. And it's fun to play that role when you're in the orchestra, and also to play those really heartfelt, deeply emotional moments that he's so great at. When we play Beethoven here in SPCO, I really love how enthusiastic and excited the audience is, and it really makes a special experience. And I love playing Beethoven. It's a great tragedy to me that he actually wrote an oboe concerto, but it was lost, and there's only fragments of one movement of it, so it's heartbreaking.
Beethoven, for me, he's obviously one of the giants, and before I joined SPCO, I played in a string quartet, and for string quartet musicians, Beethoven's music is really central. He wrote 17 quartets that they are a large reason why a lot of people go into string quartets. And I think the thing about his music is that it never gets tired from working on it, and you can always find more to work on. And I feel like his music is that sort of music that the more you put in, really, the more you get out. And so it's kind of limitless. I can imagine when we get through this time, Beethoven's music will be incredibly rewarding to play because of that sense of struggle that you go through and come out the other side feeling so much richer for that time, that work.